Hey traders, gonna have a quick market update. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, we're going to have a quick market update. Pretty much a nothing day across the board once again. You look at the Dow Jones, pretty much an even sort of playing field again. Got the major resistance around 1860.20. Sort of the low support is around that 18268, and pretty much a nothing day across the board for that. The S&P is still holding this level of support. You can see this level of support around here where it is right now. Had a whole bunch of area resistance and it's continued holding the support and holding the support. So the stochastics that keep coming down here, and looks like that we may be getting a turning point and running back to the high side, but I'll talk about that more in a minute. The Russell's pretty much been doing nothing as well too, just moving higher and higher, and also the Nasdaq pretty much a nothing day as well too. So what I did want to talk about was the announcements that's coming out this week, and it's really interesting. Before, when there was if you look back over the last sort of this year, you can see that, let's just bring this up over here, you can see that the last time that there was Janet Yellen actually had to talk about whether she's going to raise rates or not, was just after the Brexit. Now, it was really interesting. Everything was going fine, and then suddenly the Brexit happened, and then, oh my goodness, we couldn't raise rates because of the Brexit. Right, so it's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens now to the next interest rate sort of announcement, the FOMC announcement. And there's a few things out there that that Janet Yellen could actually say, you know what, we can't raise rates because this number came out. And one of those is the employment situation. So if you think about it, if the market's at all-time highs and we get a good employment number and everything looks good, well then if that's the case, then and nothing happens from now through to the unemployment number, which is in September. Let's have a look here. September. Let's go back to the 5th, September the 5th. So it's not that week. I think it's the second week, isn't it? No, it's not the second week either. Maybe it's the third week. Yes, so it's the third week. So it's the third week. So basically got still another couple of weeks. And you can see obviously especially this Wednesday, the 21st of September. This is a big one here. That's obviously people are looking out for. But if you're going back to today as well too, let's go back to today, the 31st. You can see it, and obviously Friday the unemployment situation numbers coming out. So it's really interesting, guys, to see what is actually going on here in the markets. As I said before, that the last time they had to raise rates, everything was fine, and they were almost about to raise rates, and not hot diggity damn, Peter Pan. Oh look, Brexit happened, we can't raise interest rates. They've been talking about that for a while. I've been listening to Peter Schiff's show, and as he's been saying, they've been talking about raising rates, and they haven't been doing that at all. So the interesting thing is, guys, is that if we don't have anything major significant coming out in the markets, then the Fed has no reason not to raise rates. But it seems like every time they almost about to raise rates, something happens in the market. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Is there going to be a bad number, and then therefore, can't raise rates again because look, we had a bad number, and that seems to be unstable. Or maybe maybe it's not the jobs number. Maybe there is a good jobs number. And this good jobs number actually pushes us higher, especially in the Dow Jones. Now, looking at the stochastics here, looking at the stochastics and the stochastics here on the S&P, looks like that we're trying to, if I just move this over here for a little bit, you can see that this jobs number over here looks like that we may, if it is good, then this may be the thing that pushes up into new highs in the start of, but basically obviously the start of September. So that'll be it's really interesting to see what's happening here. I think this mundane, I think a lot of traders out there are pulling their hair out right now what's happened in the last couple of months, because it's hard to get a good read of what's actually going on here because the market's not flowing. We want a market that's flowing, and obviously, you know, there's obviously moving into next week, which is obviously, let's go to the first. So moving into. So let's go to this one here. As you can see, that the US Labor Day, obviously on the 5th, which is basically next week, they had the time off. I'm hoping that coming to, you know, basically the 6th of September, which is basically the next week, I'm hoping that that, you know, we start to get some good movement and get some good volatility, because that's what we want, right? And I know a lot of traders out there saying we can't get a read on what's happening in these markets because of this volatility has just been going crazy for about a month and a half now. And a lot of people are pulling their hair out about what's actually going on in these markets. So, and that's the same for me too, guys. Like, I'm trying to get a read on what's going on with these markets, and it's really difficult to actually see that. So hopefully coming into September, which I'm pretty sure it will be, we're actually going to start to get some pretty good movement after a potential number, which is on Friday. It's really interesting. We have this Friday number, and then we have a holiday in America. And yeah, so it's really interesting. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of what is actually going on right now. And let me know what you think about that whole situation where just before Janet Yellen talks about raising rates, she says we're almost there, everything's looking good, and hot diggity damn Peter Pan, something actually happens. So bing bing bong bong, it's too bad, so sad, we can't raise rates again. So anyway, guys, remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.